father were here to give you some advice from the man's point of view.
I'll be all right. A little nervous, maybe.
Nancy and Harry nice girls, I hope?
Sure, Harry and I wouldn't go out with them if they weren't.
I was just making sure. Now that you've started the date, naturally I worry a bit.
No need to worry about me.
Now, I'm sure you're not a flighty kind, but a young fellow has to be so careful of his reputation.
Sure, I know that.
Well, maybe I've kept you a little too sheltered, not letting you accept dates when you were younger.
I didn't mind.
And now I'm not so sure I've told you all you need to know.
What do you mean?
Well, some girls, I may as well just come out and say it, George, they're fresh.
Not Nancy!
Just remember, it's a girl's world, and some of them think you can get away with anything.
So I've heard.
If you should meet a girl like that, there's only one thing to do. Slap her face.
Mom!
Believe me, she'll respect you all the more for it.
Okay.
Then there are little matters of etiquette. Always let a girl allow you to check the table and let her pick up anything you happen to drop.
Dad's told me plenty of times.
My, I remember when I first took your father out for a date, just about your age, a darling boy, so strictly brought up.
Don't tell me you were a wolf.
Well, he did have to slap my face.
Hi. Hey, aren't you ready, George?
Just about. Gee, I like your new shirt, Harry.
Oh, thanks.
I've been giving George a little advice about dating.
How much I for
Now, one more thing, George. You'll remember to wait till Nancy opens the car door for you? Girls like to perform these little courtesies with boys.
I'll remember.
And, don't forget, I want to meet these girls when they come.
Okay, Mom.
Why don't you tie your necktie?
I'm so nervous, my fingers are all thumbs.
Calm down. What girl is that special?
We better hurry. I want to be ready when they come.
Here, I'll tie it for you. Look, you never want to keep you want to keep the girl waiting. Thanks.
You think so?
We'll never let her think you're too eager.
Okay.
I just think you're doing her a favor by going out with her. Believe me, I've been dating for a long time. I know.
I guess you would.
Don't be afraid of girls. After all, they're people too.
Sure, I know that.
Some of them are even human. Oh, I suppose Nancy has a car.
I guess so.
Don't you know?
She sort of mumbled something on the phone.
She won't ask us to walk, I hope.
The way I feel about Nancy, I wouldn't care.
Hey, none of that talk. Come on, we have to keep our standards up. Hey, quit moving, I'll choke you. How'd you manage to land this date anyway?
When Nancy walked by, I sort of smiled, and once I dropped my book, and she picked it up for me.
Well, it's still good.
She walked me home, and I sat by the phone, hoping it would ring.
Did it?
Yes, but guess who? Fat old Clara. I said headache.
I don't blame you.
I tried to think of some excuse to call Nancy, like asking what page the math homework was on.
Oh, that's not smart. That's too obvious.
That's what my dad said.
I mean, after all, a girl likes to think she does pursue it. So?
I turned my ankle when I saw her drive by. And she drove me home and asked me to dance.
Hey, not bad for a beginner.
You think she'll like my new tie? I keep thinking I should have bought the redder one.
Well, I don't know. Red does something to a girl. After all, Dad told me that Mother proposed to him when he was wearing a red tie.
No.
You know, I think Maggie Ellen kind of likes you.
Why?
I don't know, just kind of seen a certain gleam in her eye.
She can just gleam at someone else. Maggie's a wolf.
It makes me boil the way she stands in the drugstore corner, whistling at all the fellas.
Me too.
I mean, not that a guy doesn't like to think he's whistle bait, but do you know what she yelled at me last time when I walked by there? Hey, good looking, buddy.
I always turn my head and pretend I don't hear.
Believe me, the fellas talk about a guy who goes out with Maggie Ellis.
I'm sure they would.
I mean, I had a date with her once before I knew my way around.
How'd you make out?
I had to walk home.
I'm not surprised. Harry! I've been wondering, is it better to act as she's the only girl who interests you, or just pretend you're awful popular?
With Nancy, I'd concentrate entirely on her.
Oh.
Later in the evening, I'll drop a few hints to Kay about how popular you are, and she can pass the word on to Nancy.
You think she would?
Listen, I've been told they gossip more than the fellas. That's why a guy has to be so careful about his reputation.
I see. One problem with me is I don't know what to talk about when I'm with a girl.
Oh, that's easy. Ask her if she's read any good books or seen any good movies. Or, oh, hey, start a conversation about something she's terrifically interested in.
Like what, for instance?
I don't know, sewing or something. That's how I keep Kay amused.
I'll try it out.
Hey, now, when you get to the dance, well, don't let her think you're nervous.
My knees will be shaking.
You'll sort of see that the girls will kind of gang up on one end of the room and sort of look the fellas over.
It must give you a funny feeling.
Yeah, you wonder if your shirt tail's hanging out or something.
Another thing. Wouldn't it just be awful if Nancy dances with me a couple of times and then just leaves me stranded?
Go to the men's room and comb your hair.
Gee, I'd be so humiliated.
Hey, don't worry, it won't happen. Did Nancy say she'll take us after the dance?
Why no? Maybe we'll go for hamburgers or something.
Are you crazy?
Why?
I would suggest we go to Colonial Manor.
That's terribly expensive.
Listen, if you get yourself known as a hamburger boy, go buy steaks for some other guy.
Almost ready? It's nearly 9.
We've been having a little tie trouble. Say we're back to the one we started with.
Mom, what do you think?
Very nice. Your father used to wear such pretty ties when I took him out.
Is it the right color for me?
Very becoming. Quite possibly even so wonderful.
Mom!
Now, I have one more bit of advice, and I hope you won't think me old-fashioned. But when Nancy takes you home...
Oh, the big question! Does he or does he not let her kiss her goodnight?
I've been wondering about that myself.
On a first date, definitely no. Father made me wait for almost a month.
You don't want to give Nancy the impression that you let every girl kiss you anyway.
I should say not.
If she gets a little insistent, turn your cheek.
Gee, Harry, I don't know what I'd do without you to advise me.
Oh, we fellas have to stick together.